In recent years, one of the subsets of tourism that has shown significant growth and promise in Namibia is cultural and heritage tourism. As such, the Namibia Tourism Board, in an effort to further promote cultural and heritage tourism on a local and international front, embarked on a storytelling familiarization trip with several US and Canadian-based print and television journalists.
I met a guy called Ernest White II, and he was giving me a background of what he does. And knowing that we have so much rich culture in Namibia, and that is one of the themes that we promote Destination Namibia with, I decided to team up with him. When I came back from the NTB, I informed my management about this story, and knowing, especially when it comes to the northern part of Namibia, there is a lot of untapped stories, untold stories that we really need to tell people, especially in destinations that we are doing marketing, so that they understand Namibian culture.
American storyteller Ernest White II is the producer and host of hybrid travel and reality series show called Fly Brother. Having traveled to 5 continents and over 60 countries, Ernest points out that it's our similarities, not our differences, that matters most. The Fly Brothers show filmed in Brazil, Canada, Colombia, Georgia, India, Morocco, South Africa and Sweden, and this is the first time in Namibia.
Part of my mission as a storyteller from the United States is to make sure that, and as a storyteller who's also African American, is to make sure that the stories of Africa get told beyond what you see in the mainstream media and what you hear about, from stereotypes and that kind of thing. The idea is to show that this place is, Africa is an entire continent, obviously, with many different countries, many different types of people, many different things to show the world, wonderful things that people don't hear about. And that's part of what I enjoy about telling stories that are based here in Africa, and also giving voice to other storytellers here on the ground to tell their own stories. So, that's the exciting part about coming here, is to make sure that my audience back home understands that there's just so many things to see and do and learn and connect with here in Namibia and in Africa.
The familiarization trip started with a township tour of Chateau on 2 wheels in the capital, Windhoek. Chateau Tours is owned and managed by Anna Mafilwa. She provides a comprehensive journey around Windhoek's Chateau township, giving a brief history of the place where people do not want to live, some of the social and economic challenges experienced.
I find that actually we used to promote Chateau and the ideology, obviously, is to try and spread the tourism this side. Because obviously the city center is where everybody is connected when it comes to the city center. You find that the route that we are taking, actually, I've been trying for 8 years to motivate people even to set up curio shops, but nothing exists. So basically what I'm doing in Chateau is lecturing. So I'm sharing knowledge, because the businesses that I want to promote in tourism, apart from the hairdresser and the local stuff that everything is in front of the Hilton. Right. And the craft center.
Yes.
So it's all city-based, and that's why actually Chateau has been left out in terms of tourism and development, is because actually it's also been darkened. Since then, during apartheid, this was the place for the black person. Chateau means the place we don't want to live. And this was during then the segregation, where then the white person, when we were handed over to South Africa, basically the whites then took over the developed part, which was their old location, and the new location, which is basically all location in that part of Lampang and Spanish Park.
She takes her guests through the streets of Soweto, Vanaheda,
It's very expensive to shop in the supermarket. You find that everything is more or less made in South Africa. So the inflation rate at the moment is standing at 7%. So it's not really helping our common person. So it's cheaper to eat on the street than actually to go and do grocery shopping. So here with 20 Namibian dollars, you can have a little bit of, you can have a meal.
The infamous Shabin-studded Evelyn Street, and finally to our Chateau community market, popularly known as Single Quarters. Here, guests are shown around the informal market and what it has to offer.
If you want a nice souvenir, this nice kudu belt. Kudu, you want to try it? No, you're vegan. So this is made from kudu.
I may not be vegan by
the time you by dinner, exactly. And look at that. This is what I love. With all this pollution and everything else. Tires as now so. This is new innovative way. Instead of finding them at the bottom of our lakes and everything else, it's good actually that we do something about it. And this is really nice way of cleaning up after recycling. Absolutely. This is amarula oil. You know, amarula is like Baileys. The fruit we drink it, obviously, the liquor, and then the nut we press it. The nut we press it and make it into oil. So it's almost like extra virgin fresh oil. So you can put it on anything. It doesn't have a taste on the tongue, salt or something. So it comes out in the pellet. So it's really good in hot food.
Okay.
This is mupani worm. Mupani worm basically is caterpillars. As a vegan, also as a vegetarian, this is our future food. This replaces all those meats that had so much hormones. This is absolute pure protein.
And can you really say you were at the Single Quarters without trying the succulent beef meat prepared on an open fire, commonly known amongst locals as kapana? We then cycled back to Soweto Market, where Chateau Tours is situated, bringing us to the end of the bike tour and the start of the Namibia Tourism Board's Heritage Tour to Northern Namibia.